Hello everyone, welcome to Season 4, Episode 3 of I See Bad Movies. I'm one of your hosts, Dave Keane, and I'm joined by the tip-top, top-notch Emma Spicer.
Hello. You still haven't looked up any E-words.
Well, I didn't look up E-words, but I did look up synonyms for the word excellent.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'll let you off then.
synonyms of an E-word.
Okay, I'll let you off.
You're welcome, and thank you, I think, for letting me off. How are you, Emma?
I'm good.
Are you looking
Very
forward
good.
to tonight's movie?
Yes, because I have seen this, but probably about 25 years ago.
Okay, I've seen this too, probably about the same amount of time back, and I can remember pretty much nothing about it.
Me too.
Except for a big makeover scene, and that's about it. That's about it. But yes, well, I mean, shall we tell the listeners what we're watching? Okay, listeners, today in our season of Big Stars and Bad Movies, we are watching Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah, we certainly are. And I didn't realise there's a few stars in this, isn't there?
There are.
So I didn't realise that Jim Carrey's in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jim Carrey. So who have we got? We've got Jim Carrey, Geena Davis, and a man who had a real resurgence recently because of his stuff with Marvel and all those other bits and bobs, Jeff Goldblum. And there's even another person in it. Who is it? You've got one of the Wayans brothers.
Oh, okay.
As well. So, yeah, those three guys are the aliens, if I remember right. So, yeah, Earth Girls Are Easy. Would you like to know the synopsis of Earth Girls Are Easy?
Yes, please remind me because I haven't watched it for so long.
Yeah, because this was 1988.
Yeah, so before I was born.
Way before you were born. So when Valerie's fiancé brings home a new girl, she wonders if life can get any worse. When three aliens splash down in her pool, they show her that life on Earth is more than just fun. They prove once and for all that a good alien may be hard to find, but Earth Girls Are Easy. I mean, I wonder how it sort of stands up to today's sensitivities.
Oh, you wouldn't get away with it now.
I don't.
No way. The title would not work
No,
now.
I don't think it would it?
No.
Yeah. Oh. Well, we'll see.
Simpler times back
Simpler times, and it is a PG, so I can imagine it's a 1988 PG.
Yeah.
So,
actually, yeah.
Yeah, so I can't. And it's going to be a little bit different than.
It's not like today's PG, is it?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is going to be, is it? So, right. Shall we? What do we do? Oh yeah.
We pick categories and
let's flip the coin first. See if we're going to focus on the good or the bad of it, because that's what I. Why did I forget that? It's not been that long since we last recorded.
It's been a long week.
It's been one of those weeks, right? I'm pointing my chest at the coin, which means I'm probably going to flick the coin into my face.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get. Wait a second. What if I pull the microphone out towards the coin? Right, what do you reckon? Good? You seemed really confident when you said that.
Right, it's 50-50, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
Oh, it's good.
Oh.
It is good. Yeah.
I quite often get it right, don't I?
There you go. But, so what I was just going to say there before I interrupted the coin toss, it's not 50-50.
The coin toss.
The coin toss. It's not 50-50. Because I literally just read that scientists tossed a coin 357,000 times.
Yeah.
And they found that it's not 50-50. It doesn't work out 50-50. I don't know the science behind it.
No,
I didn't read the article.
What I mean is, I've got 50% chance of getting it right, haven't I?
No,
because
apparently
it's
not.
Either heads or tails.
No, but still, apparently not. Apparently not.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I know. The chance of it landing on the heads or the tails
is the same.
According to science. Sometimes science is wrong. But apparently, these scientists tossed a coin 357,000 times. And
but if you've got two options of something, how can it not be you've got 50% chance of getting the right answer?
Well, I always thought, right, okay.
Yeah.
So I've put it on the tails, for example.
Yeah.
And normally, if it's on the tails and I flick it and then do that, it'll be the opposite. There we go. It's on the heads.
Oh, okay.
Right. And all my life I've always feel like I've won more coin tosses than not, because I'll look at what is on the fingers when they flick it. That time it didn't work.
There goes your theory.
Oh no, maybe it is 50-50. But according to science, Well, no, not according to science. According to one article I read on the internet.
Well, it must be true then.
No, not even quite that. According to one headline on a link that I read on the internet.
Oh, come on.
It's not 50-50. But that's good enough for some people to base their whole life on the fact that the Earth is flat.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So
but don't be one of them.
But I feel like this, like a coin toss not being 50-50 is not quite as an anti-science point of view as the Earth being flat.
They can prove it though, apparently. They can prove that the Earth's flat. I don't know how.
I know, but what I love... I'm sorry, dear listeners.
It's not completely flat. There's a little lip, they say, don't they,
on
the edges,
there's a little...
so we don't fall off.
Yeah.
It's like a little dish. It's like a saucer, if you like.
Yeah, if everybody in the world jumped at one point, then, you know, the water might splosh up over the side.
Yeah.
But it'd probably be picked up by the overflow and brought back in. I don't know.
We're basically in a big bathtub.
But like, what I always love watching is, you know, when you see like videos of like flat earthers doing like an experiment to prove that the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
And then proving that it's round. When like they'll be like, I saw one the other day where a guy was looking at an oil rig.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, so I'm looking at this oil rig. I'm here. And I can see the legs and all that sort of thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go 15 miles in that direction. It's a nice clear day.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 15 miles in this direction. I'm going to see what happens. He goes 15 miles in the other direction. You can no longer see the legs of it because obviously the Earth is round. And
so how do flat earthers explain? So how deep do they think it is? Because if it's a flat piece of... Yeah. What about the sea? So we know that the ocean is very deep. So where's all of the ocean if it's a flat thing?
So what I think
it's like
a plate. I think what they think is like a plate or whatever, a bowl, and it's got like so
it's got a bit of depth to it.
Yeah, it must have some depth to it.
Yeah.
But like, what's it on? Why is everything else round and we're a flat? I mean, are we still a flat disc?
But also, we've got images.
Oh, but doctored.
Oh, of course.
We've never seen.
You've been to space, have you?
Yeah.
So how would you know?
Their argument is we've never seen an unedited picture of the Earth.
Of course we haven't.
You know, but we have seen an unedited image of Earth as a whole from the Hubble telescope when it pointed back. Yeah. And it gave us that pale blue dot. I'm no expert, but
so from that theory then that we've never seen an undoctored photo of the Earth. We've also never seen evidence that it's flat, have we?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
So it's literally just someone's opinion.
Yeah.
So you can't prove your point that way by saying, well, the stuff you have seen isn't real, but I can't show you an image of what I'm talking about. I don't believe you then. Got no proof.
I would rather believe. And also, what benefit is there to lying about the Earth being flat?
No, there isn't.
What benefit? Is it...
Literally zero.
Yeah, literally zero.
What does scientists or the government or anyone get out of saying the Earth is round if it's not?
I know. So...
Anyway, put that to bed.
But, you know, we're kind of on topic because aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
Aliens.
Talking about space.
We've got aliens visiting.
Oh, this movie is almost set in space. Not quite, because
Jeff Goldblum in space. You're picking, aren't you, this week?
Yes.
You're picking this week, right? Okay, I'm fanning at the cards. Okay, pick a card, 5 cards, and let us know what you get.
Costume. That's a good one for this.
I think that would be a good one for this one.
Remember, actress.
Okay.
Props. That would be quite a good one.
Hopefully there's some alien props. Oh.
Supporting cast.
Okay. Oh, interesting. An extra card fell out there and you didn't go for that. No. You put it back in and picked...
Hair and makeup. That'd be good.
Hair and makeup.
Right, so costume and hair and makeup, we definitely know we're going to have some...
Oh, yeah, we must do.
This movie.
We must do. Right.
Not sure about supporting cast, though. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
No, I know.
I'm sure it'll all come flooding back.
I'm hoping... I don't know if it will come flooding back, but I'm hoping that it's not terrible. You know?
We kind of want it to be bad, don't we?
No, I know, but I hope it's not like terrible. We're just
we don't want dish dogs.
Oh, yeah, dish dogs or Jurassic Thunder. Yeah, none of that business, please.
We want snakes in the plane.
Oh, could you...
kind of quality.
We want aliens on an Earth,
Although I
girl.
still think we kind of cheated with Snakes on a Plane because that's a good...
And yeah, but the premise of it is still a B-movie
the concept
premise.
is ridiculous.
Exactly. So that slots it into the whole
We can get
overarching bad movie, B-movie, daft idea. That's what it lands into. It's like Carousel. Excellent film.
Yeah.
Excellent film.
Terrible concept.
But strange
that
concept.
film was made more excellent by the sex scene.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to lie, it was actually. Yeah, it definitely was. And this is a PG, so there's going to be no alien on...
80s PG, 80s. Don't forget. I mean, I remember as a kid
80s
seeing
PG,
stuff I shouldn't have seen.
80s PG will probably have at least one fuck in there.
Yeah.
I mean the word.
Yeah. I was wondering where you was going with that. Like, I'm not sure I watched anyone have sex when I was a kid.
But that's about it.
It might have a little bit of like... It might have like someone in their underwear, like Back to the Future. With,
or
like, have a massive
bikinis, really, skimpy bikinis or something, yeah. Hopefully we might even get Jeff Goldblum in a skimpy bikini, you never know. You never know. One for the ladies. Right, shall we go and watch this film?
Let's go and watch it.
Let's do it. Welcome back, everyone. Hey, Emma. What did you think of Earth Girls Are Easy?
I'm surprised I'm still awake. I was quite bored, if I'm honest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why you were bored, but also it was just so much colour, so much noise that is like... I found it hard to be bored, but just because there was so much going on, not because it was interesting.
I think I remembered it being better, but as you know, I look back on the 80s and 90s with rose-tinted glasses.
Just a little bit.
So everything from the 80s and 90s is good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, so then I think I made this... I haven't watched it for about 20 years, 25 years. Yeah, I was just very bored in places.
Yeah. There were whole swathes of the movie where I just did not remember a single thing.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, there's a makeover scene. I remember that. And then I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it didn't all come flooding back to me like I thought it would. Whereas a lot of movies from that time, I watched them again, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
But I must have only watched it once maybe, because it didn't all come...
Well, I think there's a lot of people that only ever watched it once because it definitely didn't make its money back at the box office.
No.
So, yeah, it was a major flop, apparently.
Yes. Oh, okay.
And apparently, the studio, this was like, the studio thought they put a lot of money into it, and they thought they were like, this is going to be a big blockbuster for us. The studio folded 2 years later.
Oh dear.
Yes, and it was one of the nails in the coffin for them. Apparently, was this film. But yeah, okay. So let's talk about what happened in the film. Oh God, what happens in the film?
I don't know.
So we start out with we start out on the spaceship.
I think we start with the aliens.
Yeah, we do.
They're looking at pictures of female aliens, aren't they?
Yes.
And they're obviously a bit horny.
Yeah, there are 3 of them.
Yeah.
Don't get Whiplock.
Whiplock is one, but I can't remember the other names.
Whiplock is Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Zabo or Zebo is Marlon Wayans. And then you've got one of them with like a really stupidly long name, which is just shortened to Mac. That's the Jeff Goldblum one. But Zebo rings a bell. I've got the IMDb page open. I could look, but I'm not gonna because it takes time. So that's the 3 of them. But like Mac is in like suspended animation.
Yeah.
So Jeff Goldblum is not about.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey and Marlon Wayans, they are clearly very, shall we say, horny aliens.
They definitely are.
Yeah.
They're like a couple of 14-year-old boys, aren't they?
Yes.
They're like
absolutely
fantasizing about these female aliens that they can see on a projector thing. It's like almost like a hologram, isn't it?
Yeah. And then that's when the first like song kicked in. And we were like,
that was the other thing.
this is a musical.
I forgot it was a musical.
Yeah.
Although it's not, I wouldn't say it's a musical like other musicals where it's every other scene is a song. It's not that many. There's 3 or 4 songs maybe.
Maybe 3 or 4.
It's not like they're not constantly singing every line, are they? Like you watch some musicals, it's like they say one or two words and then they go straight into a song.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah,
I don't hate it.
I just want to listen to the dialogue. I don't have to sing everything you're saying. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't. There were a couple of numbers in it. Yes. But it wasn't like there was plenty of dialogue as well, wasn't there? Yeah,
but this first one, I don't understand as well because the aliens were talking in an alien language, but then the song that the alien female hologram sang was in English. Yeah, which, I mean, maybe.
I can't even remember the song.
No, it was just something that they could gyrate to, and that was pretty much it. And and see, I mean, Jim Carrey, you know, he's a very physical actor, but the amount of times that he had his bum pointing directly at us on the screen, I just don't need to.
Yeah.
I just don't need to. I mean, like, literally, has anybody got any fresh mints?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, moving quickly on. We're then introduced to our lead, Valerie, played by Geena Davis, who...
She's in bed with her boyfriend, isn't she?
Yeah, well, she's waiting for him to get home, and she's like... There's a big... I mean, this is a PG movie, and we were talking about this. It's a PG movie, but there is so much emphasis on sex and, you know, like, really scantily clad in it as well.
Yeah.
We would be surprised that that'd get a PG nowadays.
I wouldn't let my kids watch it.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I don't know if even my kids that are all like 15 plus now, they'd probably look at it and cringe and be like, ugh.
Oh, they'd cringe, yeah.
Yeah. So I reckon you'd probably be looking at this movie nowadays getting a 12A in the UK, wouldn't you? At least. Yeah. But yeah, so she hasn't. So we find out that she and her fiance haven't had sex for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because they're in bed, aren't they? She's sort of like cuddling up to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm really tired. I've got a busy day tomorrow or something." And then, so you get the impression straight away that he's not interested. Oh, and then that's why she goes and has the makeover in the salon.
That's right. Yeah, she goes the next day to work.
Rejecting me, and she goes in to tell her friend. And she's like, "How long has it been?" And she's like, "What did she say? 2 weeks or something?"
Yeah, that's right.
And like,
yeah,
that's like, a crazy amount of time.
Oh my god!
No one can survive that, surely. So that made me laugh because it was like 2 weeks. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm odd, but that doesn't sound like a massively long time to me.
And then you get like this whole thing about, well, that's it. You're not getting any action because, well,
you need a makeover.
You need a makeover. That's it. You know,
and don't they give her a makeover?
Oh my god! There's something they use for the makeover that I want to talk about later when we talk about hair and makeup and that sort of thing. But it's a technological marvel. Let me put it that way.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
If this technology existed in the 80s like it does in this film, I would be very surprised. But then
there's a song for the makeover, isn't there?
Oh, there's a whole song and dance number.
Yeah. So it's all they're dancing around the salon. They're singing, they're making her over, and then we see her at home, don't we? Where she's had the do we see her in the salon with the makeover first, and then
we see her at home.
We see her at home, that's when she's waiting for the fiance to come home from work.
Yes,
and
she's doing all the things. She's like is it Cosmo or a Vogue or something like that? Or like there's a magazine or something that she's reading, ways to entice your man, and she's doing all those things and failing.
Oh yeah, because she tries to spray perfume on the light bulb, but she just kind of pours it on, doesn't she? And it obviously just like
starts a whole fire.
Yeah, and she's got like lingerie on. She's got the weirdest like blonde hairdo. So she's got brunette curly hair.
Yes.
And then they give her like this, which is quite obviously a wig, blonde straight wig with a really weird fringe that's all different lengths.
Yeah.
And then I said to you, didn't I? If she goes and has like it undone kind of thing, like gets her hair changed back, it will just go back to like longer than it was when she had it bobbed, brown and curly. Like you can't do that. You can't switch that quickly from brunette to blonde anyway. I think it takes several sessions to get your hair lightened. And then she'd had like a fringe and it was shorter. But then when she went back to her brunette, it was a bit longer and curly and no fringe.
It was back to her normal hair. How funny was that?
So so she's got like nice lingerie on, well, like nice for the time, I guess. And then she's
it was still all right.
Oh, okay. And then she's waiting for her fiance to come back.
And
she's going to try.
Oh, he does come back, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Ted comes back. She hides in the cupboard, but unfortunately...
But what I can work out is, are they living together? Or is
Yeah.
So why is he bringing back somebody to their home together?
Well, the night before, she said, oh, this is the last night we'll be together for a bit, because tomorrow night she was going to the cuticle convention.
Oh, yes, of course.
Because we were laughing at that, yeah. Yeah, she was off to the cuticle convention. So obviously... Dr. Ted is not expecting her to be in.
Yeah.
So, which does lead to a kind of semi-funny scene of him coming in with this other blonde, and then...
I can't remember why she goes and hides in the... Because she goes and hides in the wardrobe, but something happens.
Yeah, she hides in the wardrobe to be kind of like, like sneaky and... I don't know. I mean... To be perfectly honest with you, if someone was trying to seduce me by hiding in a cupboard and then jumping out at me...
Not very sexy, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, that's one way to get my heart racing, but like...
Not in the right way.
Oh my God, yeah, I think I'm gonna faint.
Very weird.
Yeah, very strange. I just wouldn't read Cosmo for tips to seduce men. Just doesn't seem to be the one to read,
No.
Just cook us a good meal. That's it, I'm done. But... yeah, so Ted goes into the bathroom to try and hide all of the stuff that shows he has.
Oh yeah, because you said
a girlfriend.
As he came in with the bit on the side.
Aye.
We were both like, but if they live together, there's going to be women's stuff around. There's going to be pictures of them. There's going to be stuff, women's clothes, perfumes, things like that. It's going to be in the house. So it just literally goes along the bathroom, like the sink, and just chucks everything into a drawer. And just like getting rid. Oh, and then he puts all her makeup down the toilet and closes
there's
the lid.
like makeup. There's a box of Tampax go down the toilet.
It's like,
that's just
clog the toilet.
Nobody's taught him. You don't put that down the toilet.
No.
Honestly,
not a whole box either.
Yeah, definitely not a whole box. That's that's a pretty hefty bill to get that cleared.
And then also it's like if she wants to use the loo, she's just going to lift the lid and go, oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry, you can't. It's blocked. That's it. Yeah, but so while he's doing that. The bit on the side.
Yeah, we don't know her.
Yeah, we don't know her name.
She works with him, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's a nurse. Yeah. Although I think we only find that out later when we see her in the hospital.
Yes.
But she goes walking into like the main room, and Valerie jumps out and grabs her, thinking it's Ted.
Yeah.
And they end up on the floor together. And I think this poor nurse is. I don't mean to say poor nurse, but like she's been pounced upon. By a woman in lingerie who she doesn't think is going to be there. She doesn't. With her, she thinks Ted is single, and she must be like, "Oh my God, what's Ted brought me into? Yeah. Is this some kind of weird?" Ooh. So I kind of thought, "Oh my goodness," but yeah. And
then Ted jumps out of the bedroom in his pants and with a stethoscope and a hat, I think. And says, Dr. Love, something about Dr. Love.
Yeah, Dr. Love.
Dr. Love or something. It's really cringy.
Horrible.
And then she chucks him out, doesn't she? So Valerie chucks him out because obviously he's cheating on her. Mm-hmm. So he's left the house, hasn't he? Yep.
We do have another song while she smashes up all his stuff.
She gets rid of all his stuff. Yeah, she damages all of his stuff, and she's singing. I can't remember what the song is.
But it's a very, very 80s sort of ballad,
power ballad,
isn't it?
Yeah, it was very 80s.
Absolutely. I remember you turning around to me and saying, "This is 80s. That is so 80s."
Do you know what, though? It really reminded me of like all the songs my parents would play when I was a kid because it was all the power ballads and it was all that type of music.
Aye.
So I didn't actually mind that song. Yeah, and then that's when, and then she's out by the pool, isn't she? She's sunbathing by the pool.
the next day she's sunbathing by the next day she's sunbathing by the pool. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's when
we see the aliens again.
Yeah, we go back to the aliens. They spot her in the pool.
Yeah, because they're looking for, don't they like put into their computer, like because they want to find women.
Yes.
They put something in their computer to find like a hot woman, and it zooms right from space. It zooms right into her house with her pool, and they're like, "Oh, she's nice." And then
although they do say she's nice, but she's not hairy.
Yeah, well, yeah, because
they are like very furry.
They're very furry. Yeah. We'll go into their costumes, I think, because we've actually got a costume, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So they aim for her pool basically, well, her house, I guess, and land in the pool.
And that's when we realise...
Yeah, we were really confused, weren't we? Because I was like, that pool, it wasn't like a full-size pool even, was it? It was quite a small pool. And And I said, how is their spaceship going to land in that pool? Because it's like they're walking around this spaceship. It's massive, isn't it? There's like 3 men walking around it, and it's like...
And there's lots of space.
There's lots of space. So we were really confused. And I was like, they've got the perspective of this all wrong. Mm-hmm. And, like, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And then we see them come out of the spaceship and they, like, size up, don't they, to get out of the spaceship.
So they have to shrink down to get into the spaceship.
Which the only reason I think they put that in was because they wanted it to land in the pool.
Yes.
And it didn't make any sense that it landed in the pool because it would be too big. So they wrote that in maybe to cover that. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it must have been so that they could basically the whatever house and pool for the outside shot they had would not be able to translate to whatever set they had for the spaceship.
Yes,
so
I can't imagine that was a predetermined thing. They wrote that into the script deliberately.
Yeah. Oh, like, I bet you're right there. There's no way they would have pre-thought and they have to shrink to fit and resize to leave. Yeah.
But when she first sees it, she thinks she's hallucinating, doesn't she?
Yes.
So she jumps into the pool
and swims right into it.
Right into it and donks her head, and then passes out under the water, and then they have to drag her out, don't they?
Yeah, that's when Mac saves her. That's the first time any of them resize.
Yeah.
He resizes, gets out, saves her, brings her into the ship, revives her with. What he doesn't do like mouth to mouth. He does like a suction cup on her forehead with his lips, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And you hear like a and it wakes her up, which is a very interesting way to resuscitate someone that's drowning. I suppose.
It works, so we can't question it.
No, we can't.
His methods, they work.
I mean, I wouldn't, suggest trying it at any time.
Maybe not. But
give them proper CPR. It worked for Mac.
Yeah, maybe do the CPR as well. Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, just to be on the safe side. And if that fails,
then do something up to the head. Because obviously
everything that will try to help, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously, she wakes up and she's pretty freaked out at these 3 aliens.
Well, yeah, she's in a spaceship with 3 aliens, so you would be.
But she gets over it quite quickly.
Oh yeah, of course.
They
always do in the movies, don't they?
Yeah, because there wouldn't be a film otherwise.
Like, oh yeah, okay, this is the situation I'm in.
And that's very true. Yeah, because it would be a very short.
This could happen.
It'd be a very different film if
if she just like freaked out and
fought them off. That'd be
killed them all, moved house.
Yeah. But
then what do they do to try and get the spaceship out of the pool that makes it?
So they try and start the engine and all that, and they can't.
Yeah.
Also because she pulls a lever that floods the place.
There's a massive lever on the wall that she pulls down for no reason whatsoever.
Yep.
And then that makes the water get into the spaceship, doesn't it? And then it's like, oh, the engine's screwed now. So, yeah, again, stuff like that in movies is like, but why would you just pull a random lever on the... And it was massive as well, wasn't it? The lever?
And also, on a spaceship, why would you have a random lever that if you pulled it, allowed the outside in?
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. Even if you're floating around in space, you don't want...
No, you pretty much want...
You want it to be airtight.
Everything that's outside in space to remain outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that didn't make any sense at all. No. But, again, it allowed for the plot of the movie. So they're stuck at her house for at least a day. She says... I'll get the pool guy to drain the pool. And I'm thinking, how are you going to explain the spaceship in your pool?
Well, the thing is, I don't think she needs to, because Woody the pool guy is played by Michael McKean, who you'll know from This Is Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
But he's very much your
kind of spaced out,
radical, red dude, surfer dude, Californian fella. I mean, you're typical. If you believe anything you watch in 80s movies, that in Los Angeles or California, you are clearly one of 2 things. You are either a doctor, a pool man, or a guy that dresses up and dances in nightclubs.
I mean, how'd they get anything else done?
That is it.
Industry. Where's who's working the factories and building the roads and working for the councils?
It just happens. That sort of stuff just happens.
Yeah. Yeah, move here. You've got 3 career choices. Go.
Yeah. To be honest, I think I'd go with a pool guy career if it was me. Okay. I mean, doctor, sure.
Doctor's pretty stressful.
The money.
Yeah.
Clearly the ladies, but the stress.
and the
beeper's going off all the time.
But also, you know, you're going to have people die on you and stuff like that. I couldn't deal with that. I couldn't.
I'd rather be a pool guy.
Yeah. I mean, the worst that's going to happen is you're going to mess up someone's pool, and that's... I mean... You know,
what's going to happen? Someone fires you from the pool company.
Yeah.
There'll be other pool companies that will take you on.
Yeah.
Easy life. So I'm moving to California, by the way. last episode.
Quite surprised you didn't pick club dancer.
Well, not since these knees.
Oh, okay.
You know, ever since I turned 40,
there's probably
these
an age
knees.
limit on club dancer, isn't there?
Yeah, it just gets creepy after a while. Oh, where were we?
So she said, I'll get the pool guy out, we'll drain the pool, and then your spaceship will magically work.
That's it.
Which is weird, but it'd still probably be damaged, wouldn't it? You'd probably still need a few spare parts. Yeah,
exactly. I think at least if all the water's gone, it might
dry out.
It dry out, because later, before, spoilers everyone, the aliens leave.
Yeah.
You can see them with hair dryers drying the spaceship out. So yeah, I mean the industrial hair dryers as well.
Yeah.
There is a hair dryer I want to talk about.
Yes.
When we talk about props. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So then they decide that she's stuck with them for at least a day, because the pool guy said it will take. He comes out. He says it's going to take a day or so.
Yeah, 24 hours. Mm-hmm.
So she's like, right, I've got these aliens in my house for 24 hours.
But then Ted leaves a message. So as I mean, the aliens are acclimatizing to Valerie's house because they don't speak English,
They're picking up words, they
mimic things really well.
So TV adverts or anything she says, they'll just repeat.
And everything that they are seeing and touching, they are just playing with, which I think actually really annoyed me after a while, because it's like, how many times can I watch someone in a movie as an alien pick something up and play with it? And it's the usual kind of things like, oh, but a lipstick, eat it.
Yeah.
It's like, how many times have you seen that sort of thing happen?
3 feral toddlers in your house.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's actually why I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
It's because of the kids. I've got 4 kids. I haven't seen it.
I've only got 2, but I've seen it plenty of times.
I haven't seen that in movies at all.
You've seen it in real life?
I've seen it in real life. Yeah. We had... So Ted calls and says, I'm coming home tonight. Yes. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Nothing was happening.
I mean, to be fair, that covers it. You know, you've cheated on your girlfriend, fiancé.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think she's overreacting.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're only engaged to be married and...
Yeah.
You know... What was it he said, actually? The thing that made me laugh was like, you stopped me from making the biggest mistake of my life. I've never done that before.
You
Interesting.
do that every time she's not there, don't you, Ted? Every chance you get.
I know. It was literally that. You stopped me from making the biggest mistake of my life. Oh, but you thought I was at the cuticle convention,
if I
Ted.
Have been there,
Come on,
you would
Ted.
have made that mistake, couldn't you?
Oh, honestly, Ted.
I can't remember why he doesn't come, or does he come back?
He does, but Mac repeats the conversation through mimicking the answer phone.
Okay.
And she finds out that Ted's coming back tonight, but she's thinking, what am I going to do with these 3 aliens?
Yeah.
So that's when she decides she's going to have to take them to Candy, to the salon, and get them made over somehow. I don't know if she decides on a makeover herself.
I totally forgot about that bit.
But I think
she takes them to the salon. I think it might be Candy that says
to do the makeover, because I think she's thinking of just hiding them out at the salon,
which is hilarious because they are multicoloured, really furry.
Yeah.
So they look like humans, but they're just covered in hair.
Yeah.
And they've got like one of them's blue, one of them's red, one of them's yellow, I think.
Yeah.
And just by shaving or waxing and using sunbeds, she gets them looking like the right colour. So 2 of them are white, one of them's black.
Yep, Candy basically...
She does make a comment about that as well, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. Yeah, and that's actually one of the lines that made me laugh a lot, was him repeating it back to her. Yeah, because she goes, well, with the red one, I went with a surfer dude look, and literally comes out like a surfer dude.
Yeah.
Although she didn't make any of them look like a pool guy, a dancer in a nightclub, or a doctor. So who are these people that she's making them look like?
I don't know. They're just non-playable characters.
Yeah.
Just
Just NPCs.
Yeah.
Ice cream. Oh, God. Have you seen all that on TikTok?
No.
Have you not seen these live? Oh, my.
No.
Honestly, right, you scroll by and sometimes I get like a live come up and it'll be just like this person just moving a little bit like a slow little wave like this, and then like someone will gift them a rose and they'll go, a rose, so sweet.
Oh, how cringy.
And they just keep doing that. And the more people gift them things, the more different actions they do.
When people gift things on TikTok,
insane.
they actually get money.
Yeah, apparently they'll make like
So you have to pay
money.
for those gifts.
Yeah, people are paying for gifts.
And then the creator will get that money.
I mean, I imagine TikTok will cream a percentage
off.
Of
course, but they'll get they make money.
Although I don't know if TikTok get the money when the person purchases it, basically, but then
some gets passed on.
Yeah,
you see a lot of creators that just do lives, and I'd never watch a live because they're so boring. But I'm thinking, well, this is how you make money, just by talking into your phone. And there's so many people on there, they can't read the comments fast enough, so they can't really reply to people and have a conversation. So they're just talking bollocks.
Yep.
And I think, why are people paying to send you roses and hats and glasses and stuff that pop up on the screen?
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it.
Maybe we're too old.
No, I know. I mean, I used to do a little bit of game streaming on Twitch, right? But like, I was nowhere near enough. I didn't have enough followers or anything like that for people to end up subscribing to me.
Yeah.
But I can understand Twitch because you're playing a game and you're interacting with the audience in your some form of entertainment.
Yeah.
But this one, like, you're literally just sat there talking to them.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't. I know. But you know, people are making money from it.
Yeah.
Maybe we are just old. Maybe we're just old. Yeah. But Candy, at least. Okay, so she makes Jim Carrey look like the surfer dude.
Yeah.
She doesn't really say anything specifically for the yellow one for Marlon Wayans, other than she basically says to him, "Oh my God, you're like totally black," and he repeats it back exactly to her, and that was like really funny because he did it with such like. I mean, you know what Marlon Wayans is like.
She's put them into the sunbeds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as I know, a sunbed tans your skin. It doesn't change you from red to white or yellow to black, or it doesn't change your skin pigment. So if they're yellow, red and blue, a sunbed isn't going to change their skin colour.
I know. So what has she done when she shaved him to be like, aha... This is you're now no black underneath that.
Because if they were that colour, their skin was that colour, you can shave them all you like or wax them, but their skin's still going to be that colour.
Do you know what, Emma?
I don't think it's very realistic, David.
I don't think it's very realistic at all. And I think maybe we're questioning this movie a little bit too much.
I'm not sure it's based on a true story.
No, I don't know. It is America.
Could happen.
There's, the majority of alien sightings are in the US, I believe.
Is that surprising?
That's just a fact I'm making up on the spot. I really don't know. But then obviously the big reveal is Jeff Goldblum walking out. He's the last one to be revealed.
Yes.
And I just made this guy. There's nothing about him. No, I haven't. There's and here's this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jeff Goldblum walks out and he's all backlit and he's all looking.
Oh, they're trying to make him look really sexy.
Yeah. And was Jeff Goldblum back then a sex symbol?
This is what I can't work. I'd be really interested in people's comments on this. This is what I can't work out. Is Jeff Goldblum good looking or not? Because you see some good pictures of him, and then other times I think, no, I don't think you are. But
then other times you're like, oh.
Sometimes he looks really good, and then other times I think, oh, I don't know. Yeah. He's not somebody that's consistently good or bad, I don't think.
You see,
some people are like, they always look nice, they always look really hot. Or they always look awful.
And then, but Jeff Goldblum is kind of like sometimes. Oh no, like The Fly.
Sometimes I think he's an acquired taste. And other times I think, you're quite. What's the word I'm looking for? You're quite conventionally good looking.
Yes.
And then other times I think, no, you're an acquired taste. So I can't work it out with him.
It's a strange one, isn't it?
But they're definitely trying to make him.
This one, and Geena Davis, who was married to it during the filming of this. Is Valerie is smitten by Mac straight away. So you've got these three hot looking fellas.
Yeah.
Can't believe I'm saying like Jim Carrey, hot looking fella.
They're very young in this, aren't they?
They're very
Jim
young
Carrey's
in this.
very young in this.
And that's mean. That was mean on my part. Because, you know, he's made up, he's a suffered dude, blah, blah, blah. So Candy's like, that's it.
Yeah.
We've got 3 good looking fellas. We're 2 single ladies. Because obviously Tom and Ted. Tom, where did that come from? Ted is out the picture to Candy's mind. We're going dancing tonight.
Yeah.
So then we get this like little, not really a montage, but them driving down like Sunset Strip. I mean, is that
driving in the car?
California Sunset Strip?
I'm not sure, but they are driving to a club, which always confuses me. And if there are any American listeners, every time you watch a movie or a series set in America, they very, very often they drive to a club. You see them drinking, and then they drive home. I'm sure that driving under the influence is illegal in America as well as over here.
Oh yeah, they've got a very specific name for it, a DUI.
Don't they?
Yeah, all the time.
But you
all
just,
the time.
like, you don't see that in British movies because it's illegal, so you don't do it.
There are absolutely no designated drivers in these films.
No, it doesn't
Everybody.
seem to be, does there?
Yeah, I know, and they do all drive home that night.
Unless they're, I guess the idea is that they just are assuming that you think, oh, you know, one of them's driving, but I'm sure that they both have a drink, don't they, when they go to this club? They all drink. And
yeah, Candy's on cocktails and it's Candy's car.
Yeah, but they do get in the car to go home, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Again, I don't know. I mean, maybe they just need us to give them the benefit of the doubt that, as you say, there's a designated driver.
Maybe she just had one cocktail. We don't know.
Maybe just one. It's going to like a virgin cocktail as well. It'd have to be, I think.
It'd have to be, a mocktail.
Yeah. Oh, a mocktail. Yeah, that's what they call them, not virgin cocktails, isn't it? Right. So, well, this club that we were in as well, I mean, do clubs like this actually exist? Really?
Well, maybe in the 80s.
Well, yeah, maybe in the 80s. So you've got cages, people dancing in cages.
I've been to clubs with people dancing in cages in London, like years ago in the 20s.
Yeah. And
I think they did exist.
Yeah. Wow.
I think they actually did. There's definitely sometimes they wouldn't be cages but podiums. You always get those podiums, don't you, where people get up and dance, and you have. But yeah, I've even seen it in the clubs in Ashford, I think.
Yeah.
Where they've actually had cages and they've had dancers in them, so that other people can't. I think it's so that other people don't interfere because if you're just on a podium, people get up, drunk people get up and start interfering with the dancers.
Yeah, that's fair.
And thinking they can go up there and dance as well.
Yeah,
so I think that's probably the idea behind the cage, is that this is for an actual dancer and not for you all lot to get up and push each other off. And
as long as the dancer, the dancers are, not like you must dance. Get in that cage with you.
Yeah, no, they're not really whipped and stuff. It is just
they're free to leave when the shift ends.
Yes.
Oh, good. So. Oh, right. Okay. As long as that's happening. We have this like mad character come along to the club as well. Yes. Some guy dressed in a very fancy suit.
Yes.
Rocks up to the club. Okay.
Yes.
And he's not liking the attention that our aliens are getting. So he really just has a dance off.
The suit as well. We'll talk about the suit costumes, but
absolutely.
It's something else. But yeah, he just comes in and takes his club by storm.
Oh.
He's just like, I'm the main attraction.
Absolutely, but it seems like it's a usual thing. People expect him to turn up and to just dance. And like basically have his pick of any woman. Just be like basically, I'm dancing with you tonight.
Yeah, and they're like,
they simper over it. Yeah. And they have this great big dance off, him and Marlon Wayans' character, Zebo. And like Zebo, because we need to talk about what Jim Carrey's character's doing as well at that point. But they when they're going to leave, everybody is like fawning over Marlon Wayans and being like, "Oh, we want to leave with you." The other guy's peed off because obviously hero aliens have won the dance off, of course. But then we also have Jim Carrey's character who, he's impressing the ladies a little bit.
Yeah.
With trying to get ice out the bottom of a glass, a very long glass.
Oh, he's got a very long tongue.
It's an extremely long tongue. And again, another good reason why this is definitely not a PG film you could show to your kids.
They either allude to or talk about sex all the way through.
Oh,
and there's also the scenes like when she's in lingerie and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, I said to you, didn't I, at the time, there'd be so many questions from my kids and so many things I wouldn't feel comfortable answering at their ages. There's no way this can be a PG.
Yeah, because like he's got his tongue deep in this glass, and then all the ladies are like, "He's coming home with me tonight."
Yeah.
And you said at the time, my kids were saying, "Why? Why is that?
Why don't I come home with him? 'Cause he's got a long tongue." I don't know. I can't explain this.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think you're going to sit down and watching a movie called Earth Girls Are Easy with your kids.
Well, I said to you, didn't I?
But,
Even the title of it is going to make them go, "Why is it called
what is
that?
going
What
on?
does
Yeah.
that mean?"
But the fact it's a PG means that it could be shown on a
I would have
TV
just
channel.
said, it means easy to get along with.
Yeah, very easy to get along with. Yeah. And Mac, Jeff Goldblum's character, is spending more time with Valerie.
Yeah.
But they leave the club and they go back to Valerie/Ted's house.
Yes.
And I don't know.
Where's Ted gone by this point?
Well, Ted turns up in the house, sees it all smashed up by Valerie the night before, and the aliens kind of messing around with everything. He sees it all smashed up and thinks, "Oh my God, we've been like broken into." He calls the police saying, "I want to report a break-in and a kidnapping because Valerie's not there." And of course, Valerie should be there waiting for Ted to return.
Does he see the spaceship in the pool as well?
No, not at this point. I don't think he sees the spaceship until the very end of the movie.
Right, okay.
So Valerie turns up home with the aliens. Ted gets annoyed.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Hey, what are you doing with these?" And she's like, "Oh, this is a rock band. I won a day with a rock band via MTV." But he starts having a fight with Mac, but the police turn up.
Yeah.
And the police are actually on the side of Valerie on this one, saying, "Well, it's a false report. She's not kidnapped, and you're fighting, and she's saying she's kicked you out." So they take Ted off to the slammer to cool down for the night.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. Quite right. And that's when Mac and Valerie goes to bed.
Yes.
But then Mac goes to see if she's okay. And comes to see if she's okay.
Yeah.
And I think what was it? Because I looked at the Wikipedia on this just to remind myself of the full synopsis, and the line basically is they find out that the humans and aliens are sexually compatible, and that's as much as they said. Yeah, fair enough. But then we have this. So Valerie's obviously asleep, and we have this absolutely insane nightmare for Valerie.
Yes.
Where it's every single alien from pop culture history is in her dream, and it's just, it is an absolute disturbing nightmare vision that she's having.
Yeah.
But what really made me laugh is the very next morning she just wakes up and she's just all nice and calmly resting on Mac.
Yeah.
If you were having a nightmare like that, you're going to be all over the place, you're waking up sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she just wakes up, calmly laying on Mac's chest, not even a thought of what this nightmare means.
Happened,
It was just so like, this is just a very weird thing just to have in the middle of this film. We're getting closer to having the pool drained, of course.
Yeah.
Woody the pool guy, I think without Valerie or Mac realising it, says to Zebo and Whitlock, says to them about going to the beach for the day.
Yeah.
They head down to the beach. They get into all sorts of bother. We have another song, which is another one about being blonde.
Being blonde.
Yeah. And poor brunette women, they really get it in the neck in this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't come out of it very well, do they? But they end up getting arrested because it's like they have these shenanigans on the beach. They go to a garage after it with Woody. A kid points a gun at Jim Carrey's one, Whitlock, and gets it stuck on his finger.
Oh yeah.
Is it? It's one of the two. Gets this gun stuck on his finger, so it looks like when they're in this garage, it looks like they're trying to hold the place up.
Yeah.
So the cops are called. They get chased, and they kind of like have an accident, and they end up in the hospital.
Yes.
But at the same time, Mac and Valerie are coming to try and find them.
Yeah.
And something happens to them. They have an accident or something. They crash the car. No, I can't remember what happens. Oh, but they're going to, like, Woody and Mac are going to be arrested.
Yeah.
And then Valerie's like, oh, you need to arrest me too. And the cops are like, we've not done anything wrong. We can't.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, she picks up a fender off the floor. So there must have been like a prying with a cop car or something.
And then she starts smashing their car up
yes,
with it
and
so that she can get arrested as well.
Next thing we know, they're getting arrested. Because they find out that, and this is what really, this was really confusing me.
Prison at this point?
No, Ted, we don't know what's happened to Ted at this point.
Right.
But we find out in a second, because Ted does come back into it.
Okay.
So Mac and Valerie are on their way to prison.
Yeah.
And that's when Valerie tells Mac to do his love touch. And he can do this love touch thing to make people fall in love.
Fingers on someone's neck, and that makes them fall in love with the next person they see, I think, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
The next person they look at.
And when he does it, they get this kind of like prismatic colour thing around them.
Yeah, so he's hoping that he can get him to fall in love with Valerie, and then she can talk their way out of it.
That's it.
But what happens instead is
the two cops see each other.
Each other first. So then one of the cops is in love with the one driving.
Yeah.
And then he has to do the love touch on the one that's driving as well. So they're so sorted with each other, they sort of forget about the arrest.
And what really annoyed me about this, right, and I said this to you at the time, was these are two like cops speaking with their normal voices.
Yes.
But as soon as they have this love touch and start talking to each other like they're in love, they suddenly put on those really
camp
effeminate camp gay man voice that like is the stereotype of that time. Yeah. And they just start putting those voices on, like, why? Yeah. Why? They didn't talk like that. They didn't talk like that anyway in the first place. It was like...
Yeah. I'm sure that when people come out, their voice doesn't change.
Yeah. And I'm sure that if an alien suddenly made you fall in love with your partner, you're not just suddenly going to go, oh, there's my new gay voice.
Yeah,
I know. It was like, this is so clearly 80s, isn't it?
It's so unnecessary as well, because you've seen what's happening. Like, you know that he's just made them fall in love with each other. You don't need to come over like really camp now, because all of a sudden you're now in love with a man.
Oh.
So
it's of its time.
Yeah, it was the 80s.
It was the 80s. It was a different time. That's the only. I mean, it's a semi excuse we can give it, but it wouldn't get away. It wouldn't get away with it nowadays, and rightly so. So they then tell the police to take them to the hospital.
Yes.
Where Zeebo and Whitlock are. Yeah. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Ted is checking over Zeebo and Whitlock.
Yeah.
And notices that they have multiple heartbeats.
Oh, I remember this bit now. I totally forgotten how this film ended, but I remember this now. Yeah, so he finds out they've got two hearts, haven't they? That's
it. And he's thinking he's gonna get rich off of them. And this what he's found.
So he's got them laid out on two beds in a room, hasn't he? And he's going to start experimenting with them.
Now, Mac and Valerie turn up at the hospital and try to find where they are.
Yeah.
So, but they try to go into like the emergency area where they are, but a nurse says to them, "Oh, you can't go in there. Only hospital staff can go there."
Yeah.
So that prompts now Valerie to find a nurse's outfit, and who does she find instantly? Ted's bit on the side.
Yeah.
And basically, I don't know, it's just a way to, I don't know, make someone take their top off again, isn't it, this scene?
It's just, it's
literally the only reason, isn't it?
Not nudity, but like...
Yeah, but a little bit of, there's someone in a bra.
Yeah.
But
what's really funny is there's a guy in the bed who's like all bandaged up, his whole body's bandaged up, he's literally got his eyes in his mouth, like...
The only thing's visible,
mouth. And she's trying to get the clothes off of this nurse, and someone's trying to stop her. Who was it that was trying to stop her? And then he's going, no, carry on.
Yeah. Well, she's saying...
enjoying it.
Yeah, so the nurse is saying to the guy on the bed, press the buzzer. And he's like, no, I'm okay. No, I'm fine.
Pervert.
I mean, the guy is, in a full body cast.
He hasn't got much enjoyment in life, has he? Give him something.
Give him something. Just let him see the forced undressing of a woman.
Yeah.
You know, you put
better.
it like that, actually. Yeah. Oh, God. See, comedies described another way really sometimes are just not comedies, are they?
No.
But this obviously leads to Valerie now having a nurse outfit. Mac somehow has a doctor's gown.
Yeah, I don't know where he gets that from.
No idea.
That's not explained, but never mind.
They get to where Ted is holding Zebo in Whitlock, and they convince now that Ted's going mad with the sound. So, like,
so
so he
they
says...
put the stethoscope on
Valerie's
chest,
yes.
and then Mac's in his ear making the noise of a heartbeat, so it sounds like he can hear 2 heartbeats.
Yes.
And he thinks he's going mad, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because he thinks everyone's got 2 heartbeats.
And then, because the aliens are so good at mimicking all sorts of sounds, they
start
all making loads of
noises.
And there was a really weird noise in there as well that I thought, that didn't fit in there. There was a really weird noise that they made. Because they were doing all sorts of alarms and then there was something else they did. Yeah, all sorts of sounds. Yeah. There was one really weird one. I was trying to remember it, now I can't. And it's gone. I'll maybe remember it maybe later, but I'm not making any promises because I won't. I just know I won't. But now they've escaped. They head back to Valerie's house.
Yeah.
The ship has been... Well, the pool's been emptied.
Yeah.
They start drying out the ship and they're ready to go that evening. Ted turns up.
Was that when Ted turns up? Because I thought they'd already decided they were going to get back together before that bit. But does he turn up at the house and then he's like...
Yes, Ted turns up at the house and then, get back together.
Doesn't she kiss him and stuff? And it's like,
they're
going to get back together.
That's right.
He's like, let's get married, like...
Yeah, let's go to Vegas. Let's get married. And she goes along with this.
Yes.
She's really into it.
Which I remember thinking that's odd because she really likes Mac and Ted's a cheat. So why is she going back? And she was quite strong in her, like, you can go, you've cheated on me.
Yeah.
And she seemed to be really falling for Mac. So it was like, why are you agreeing to get married to him?
And I thought that, and I wondered, is it because Mac is now going away to outer space, and this is the only reason that she's... And is she kind of doing it to stop Ted from getting in the way of them leaving?
Oh, I don't know.
But...
I didn't think of that, actually.
It didn't come across like that's what she was doing, because it seemed like she was really, really interested in getting back with Ted.
Yeah.
But yeah, our 3 aliens get in their ship and they're ready to go. Ted comes into the garden, sees the alien spaceship, and is like, "Oh my god, it's an alien spaceship!" At which point, Mac then does his love touch from a distance on both Valerie and Ted, and it looks like it's worked, but then it doesn't seem to have worked on Valerie, and it's only worked on Ted, and and I don't know if they're trying to say because she's so in love with Mac, it doesn't work on her.
It must be that.
It must have been.
Yeah.
But now Valerie decides that she's going to go off up to space with them. And then that's the end of the film, isn't it?
Yeah, so Candy pops along.
Candy pops along
she's like,
and says goodbye to them.
Goodbye to her. I don't know why she turns up.
Yeah.
She knows they're going. And she's I can't remember what she says to her. She says something to her.
Oh, that's a weird thing she does. She throws a can of beer up at them.
Yeah.
Very strangely, Candy, she's like, "Oh, bye," and she throws a can of beer up at them.
Yeah.
To, celebrate. The can of beer misses them entirely and lands on Woody, over somewhere wherever he is. It's like...
Why is he there in the evening anyway?
And also, why would you throw a can of beer? What's going on?
But also, there was flaws with that because we were saying you don't know what the atmosphere is like on their planet. You don't know if you can live there, eat the food, breathe the air. You don't know if you're...
And I was like, well, yeah, of course it'll be fine because they can survive here. But what if just because of their race they can survive in different places?
Exactly.
But not necessarily humans can survive everywhere.
We know we need certain things like oxygen.
Yeah.
So if they go somewhere else, we don't know what planet they were from, do we?
Yeah, we don't know what food. They might just be stuck in space. Who knows? Valerie, you don't make very good life decisions.
She doesn't, does she?
She really doesn't.
She's doomed.
She is doomed. But we do see all sorts of things through the movie, like when she breaks up with Ted the first time, there's all these flashbacks to her being really clumsy and ruining things for Ted. There's all these sorts of instances, and I don't know why they included all this, But like, I mean, I know they made her out to be a little bit sort of ditzy and clumsy. But I mean, there were bits where you see her, she's a cheerleader and Ted is on the pitch in an American football game. Yeah. And she walks onto the pitch and he jumps up to catch a ball and she's in the way.
Yeah.
So he misses it. And then there's another one where he's doing a barbecue next to the pool, and she walks into the barbecue and knocks it flying into the pool and him. And there's all these weird things that I don't know if they're like, this is why Ted isn't actually interested in you. But then why is he getting married to her?
Leave her then.
Yeah.
Don't cheat on her when you're meant to be getting married to her.
Yeah. I know. If you're that annoyed at her for these things, just like, oh, yeah. Why? I don't even understand what Ted's motivation is to marry her.
Who knows?
Because he's Dr. Love. He could clearly have any woman he wants.
But I think these sorts of men, they like someone to come home to and do everything for them, washing, cooking, all that, and then go and have their fun with other people.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Well, that was Earth Girls Are Easy. That's the synopsis of it. That's what happens. So, shall we start talking about some of our topics now?
Yes.
For this one. Yeah? Right, so, we're looking at the good stuff, aren't we?
We're looking at good, yeah.
Yeah, we are. All right, good. So, what do you want to start with? So, we're looking at props, costume, hair and makeup, supporting cast, and actress.
Should we start with costume?
Costume? Yeah, can do. What have you got down for a good costume? Bearing in mind, this is a movie with 3 aliens in it.
Right, okay, so I'm not going to talk about the aliens' costumes because that will be on the flip side.
Yeah, definitely.
But I did think, so I kind of have to explain a little bit because when she has her nightmare, there are some aliens in that. So the aliens that we see in the movie, the main aliens, don't look like your typical what you imagine an alien or anything that you've ever seen that depicts an alien. They don't look anything like that. They're almost like kids' TV characters like the Teletubbies or something, aren't they? It's like a furry, friendly, brightly coloured kind of character.
Yeah, someone describes them as a multicoloured Wookiee at one point.
Yeah, so they don't look like your typical, everything that you ever see of, that depicts an alien. Yeah. It's a certain type of look, isn't it? It's very, generally the same kind of look. So their costumes are going to be when we talk about the bad stuff, but when she has her nightmare, she does see that typical kind of alien look.
Yes.
Aliens.
All over the place.
She sees loads of aliens that are like, that's what I expect an alien to look like.
Yeah.
So I thought they were good because it actually looked like an alien. Whereas I think the aliens we've got, the main aliens we've got as the main characters don't look like aliens.
Yeah, it does say a lot for a movie, doesn't it? Well, there's a lot of it based on how things look. I mean, it's a very 80s movie.
Yeah.
The costumes, the clothing, it just screams 80s. It's amazing, really.
I also did like the so there's dancers in the
oh yes, the dancers in the club.
No, not in the club. In the salon scene.
Oh, that's right.
There's some dancers, and I actually thought, they're very 80s outfits, but I actually quite liked their outfits. They had leggings. One of them had a stripy crop top, leggings and tutus, but they just looked so 80s and they looked kind of good. And then there was on the beach.
Oh, I was going to say Candy as well later.
She had a nice little outfit. She had a little striped crop top and shorts, quite skimpy, but she was on the beach.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was a bikini or a outfit really. But it was quite nice. So actually, I did think there was some quite nice costumes.
Yeah, it was actually just
very 80s.
Very 80s, but then your affinity for the 80s.
But then, that's
the decade that you weren't even born yet.
Well, I wasn't born obviously till 2000, but it's retro.
2000? Wow, I thought it was 2001. Honestly, wow. Jesus, I did have a good costume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really did. I thought. When Geena Davis, Valerie, has her makeover, and she's dressed in a very tasteful lingerie setup.
Oh, that's your good costume.
It was just a really well put together costume, and I don't know how Ted could ignore poor Valerie.
Yeah.
But no, I'm seriously though, because I did joke to you. That's going in my good costume.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good costume. It was very much just a lingerie piece, but. I really liked the guy that came in to dance in the club.
Yeah.
He came in with this crisp...
I've got him in my bad.
Oh, have you got him in the bad? Oh, no, really?
Talk about it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not something that I'd walk out and wear. I'm not looking at this is such a good outfit.
No.
I'm going to turn up next week wearing it or something.
Yeah.
But it was a really sort of crisp white suit with this little bolero-style jacket.
Yeah, it's a crop jacket. And
Yeah.
It's like a 80s power suit, but with a little crop jacket.
Yeah,
the shoulder pads.
And we were trying to think,
tapered-in trousers.
Who does this remind us of? And I was thinking, it's a little bit Milli Vanilli, because they used to wear waistcoats and big baggy trousers.
Yeah, but these weren't baggy. These were like tailored, so they sort of taper in. So they're
they're not baggy, but they're like normal size because they taper in.
Yeah,
they've got that kind of, I don't know, not quite puffy shape.
No, not puffy, but like a sort of triangle sort of shape because they taper into the ankle. Yeah,
and these little sort of, I don't know what you would call them, like wingtip shoes, with the sort of material that comes down over them as well. So it was all looking really classy.
Yeah.
But then, just it's like, what is this? I don't really remember anyone in the 80s apart from maybe, I don't know, literally music video dancers wearing this kind of get up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested that you had that in bad. Yeah. I mean, it's, actually, I can understand why it's in bad. Yeah. But it just made me chuckle.
Oh, I know what it reminds me of. The Mask. Jim Carrey, The Mask.
Oh, God, yes.
He wears the suit exactly like that.
It's exactly that. Yeah.
When he's dancing in the club.
Yes.
Yeah. Who is that it reminds me of?
Is it Kid Creole? Is someone...
I'm not sure.
It's that sort of look. Yeah, there's a sort of style, very much a specific style to it. But yeah, that's it. Yeah. Exactly. Another Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey?
Carrey, is it?
Carrey, yeah. I just suddenly just completely forgot how to pronounce his surname.
I think it's Jim Carrey, isn't it?
Jim Carrey, yeah. Yeah, even though it's a double R. Is it a double R?
No, I think it's just one R.
Is it just one R? I mean, I've got the IMDb up. I could look it up, but...
You're not going to.
I'm not going to. Put it in the comments,
and
listeners.
We never did.
Put it in the comments if someone on social media posted about the episode. Is it 2 R's in Carey or 1 R? It is 1 R.
I think it's Carey, isn't it?
I'm going to have to look it up. This is embarrassing. I can't remember it.
Not so embarrassing that you'll cut this whole bit out.
It's 2 R's.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 2 R's. Jim Carrey?
Oh, it is, but it is definitely pronounced Carey.
Carey, isn't it? Yeah. This is why I'm so confused. Anyway. What's going on in my head? But yeah.
Yes, definitely Jim Carrey.
Definitely Jim Carrey, yeah. Yeah, of course it is. All right, so... I mean, costume is costume. There's a lot of just 80s costume all the way through it.
Yeah.
And if you love that multiple layer, multiple design 80s look, you are in your element in this movie. Absolutely. Okay, what do you want to talk about next in here?
Should we do hair and makeup as it sort of fits in with...
Hair and makeup? Yeah. Yeah, go on.
Well, obviously, we've got to talk about the makeover machine.
Oh, the makeover machine.
Was that in your props?
No, that's... I've kind of got that down for hair and makeup, actually.
Yeah.
Because I do have some good props.
I had that
as
for
well.
Hair and makeup. Yeah, so this is when she goes into the salon to get her makeover. There is a machine...
Yep.
...that can show you all the different... what she would look like, all these different hairstyles and...
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And it's literally like her face... And it's going through the different hairstyles, and you can just click through them.
Which I think you can do in the opticians now. You can pick different frames and.
Oh, I was going to say, what do the opticians do with different hairstyles?
No, with glasses, obviously. And you can go through the different frames. You can take a picture of yourself and then go for the frame. I'm sure I've done that in the opticians.
That's really
a couple
clever.
of years ago, I think. So so rather than keep trying on loads of frames, you can. Just swipe through, see what they look like on you.
Do you know what it reminded me of?
What?
Like, when you play a video game and you've got like a character creator, and you can go through all the different hairstyles and all that sort of thing. That's exactly what it said to me. And if, like, in 1988, or was it 80? Yeah, 88 this film was released, there were absolutely no video games that had that sort of thing in it.
No.
And I can't help but think that people who make video games nowadays, or the very first video game where you could change your character's hairstyle, I bet you they looked at this movie and they were like, "That's such a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's create that technology."
Also, I've completely forgot what I was going to say.
Oh no!
I just had something in my head that I was going to add to that. Oh yeah, sorry. We're getting so old that you have to bear with us, listeners, because things just go out of our heads. There is one of the looks that they kind of give her is like a foil, like a blue kind of tinsely wig.
Oh yes.
It's like shredded paper almost, isn't it?
Yeah,
like that sort of look with like it's a mullety one because it's like really short, a big short bit at the top. Which my sister had this hairdo, and I'll try and find you a picture. So it's all short, there's like a.
We've got to bring back Emma's sister's 80s hair.
Oh yeah, we have.
Oh my god!
If I can find a picture of it, I will show you in a second.
Yes.
But it's not a mullet 'cause it's not short on the sides, but it's like she had like a bob.
Yeah.
But then there was something going on at the top where it was all short. So it's just like a bit on the top, like a bird's nest that was just short and a fringe, and that was a style. Believe it or
So
not.
my cousin in the 80s, right? She had a bob, but it was
short on top.
Short on top.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what the heck? Because it was just like not spiky, but it was short. And I mean,
I need to speak to my mother and see.
There must have been something in the 80s that was like, that's a great style to have.
It was.
But I'm pretty sure when my cousin got it done, it was very bad.
When she got it done, it was like the rage. But it just looking back on it, you're like, what? And like she had a perm as well. I was really lucky actually because I wanted a perm. But my hair's so fine. My hairdresser said it won't take.
Yeah.
I don't think it will take, so there's no point because we'll do it all. Spend hours doing it all. I have to charge you, and it just won't take. So she didn't do mine, but my sister had a perm. My mum had a perm. I escaped the perm. Luckily.
My mum had a perm.
I look back now and think, phew.
Because of my curly hair, my mum was like, "We should get you a perm just to really set the curls in."
Yeah.
But
it all came back a little while ago, didn't it, the perm?
Yeah, it did.
It was trendy again.
Yeah. When I was in school, so you're talking 1995, when I was doing media studies GCSE.
Yeah.
My mate Damon came in, so he had curtains, right? Your typical curtains hairstyle, but then one day he came in with permed curtains.
Permed?
And
I never saw
we were blown away.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Absolutely blown away.
What a treat.
It was something else. Absolutely something else. And you got to think, if he had seen the makeover machine show him permed curtains before, would he have gone for it? No, I don't think he would have.
That would be madness.
Yeah,
if he did.
absolute madness. So yeah, but the makeover machine is absolutely fantastic. You cannot.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely great. And the whole makeover scene is actually, I think, probably one of the best scenes in the film with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
All right. So from hair and makeup, well, did we want to talk about props then? Because that's kind of straight off the end of that.
I'm just seeing if I've got any other. Oh, I did have another good hair and makeup.
Oh, okay, go on.
So we didn't even mention her, but there's a neighbour, isn't there? That's a nosy neighbour.
Oh, the nosy neighbour.
Yeah, so
yes.
she's got a nosy neighbour. So when the spaceship crashes, she's like looking out of a window. She's got her little binoculars and stuff, and she's like really nosy. She's got like the tallest beehive I think I've seen. A bit like Marge Simpson, isn't it? Her hair. It's like a white beehive.
It's not a million miles off it.
And it just made me laugh because it's so bad, and at one point she's looking out the window trying to have a nose, and she gets caught and she slams the window down, but her beehive gets caught in the window.
And you also see it at different points through the movie, just kind of bobbing along behind the garden fence, don't you? Just as she's trying to get her eye on what's going on in the back garden.
Yeah, it just made me laugh, so that's why I put it in good, I think.
And that is quite funny, because that does lead me nicely into the props.
Okay.
Because when we're talking, so one of my good props is all the neighbours with their listening devices.
Yeah.
So when Valerie is kicking Ted out that night, the neighbours are out the window. You've got your woman with the beehive, and she's got she's got the old radar dish pointing at the house.
Oh yes,
picking up all the sound in that.
Yeah.
And or is it Beehive Lady?
I think it is Beehive Lady.
It is Beehive Lady? Because there was another neighbour.
Oh, I didn't think there was another nosy neighbour. I thought it was just her, like,
Oh, it might have just been her
sort
then.
of obsessively
Yeah, it might have just
nosing
been her.
on them.
And Geena Davis shouts at her.
Yes.
And obviously she's picking up the shout through the radar and she's like, "Boo!"
Yeah, it's really loud, yeah.
I did like those, but I do have another good
she was quite
prop.
a funny little touch, actually, the neighbour.
Yeah.
I can't believe we didn't even mention her when we
Yeah,
were talking
I know.
about it. But
Because also she does like an absolutely fantastic painting. Well, I say fantastic painting. She paints the swimming pool
she
with
does the painting
spaceship
of it.
inside it as well.
There was no explanation for that. She was just stood there painting at one point.
Yeah.
The spaceship in the pool. But yeah, it didn't really get explained, did it?
No, it didn't. No, nothing happened with it.
No.
Do you have any other good props?
I don't know if I do. Oh, only one little thing, which I don't know if it's a prop or not really. But when the aliens first get into Valerie's house, they have a look in her fridge for some food.
Oh,
and I've never seen this before, and I thought it was awesome. She's got like rotating round shelves in her fridge.
Yeah.
So they just like turn them round, and they can get to the bits at the back.
See, I was thinking about that.
Wastes a lot of space actually, because you can get less on there.
At least you can get to things easy, and you could swap things out.
You've got a smaller area to put things on, haven't you? And things could fall off and then get wedged.
And then it doesn't turn.
A nightmare, yeah.
Oh.
But I've literally never seen that.
No, I've never seen it before. And when you pointed it out, I was like, oh my God, yes.
It's so weird, but I quite liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my only prop, really. Oh, and sorry, no, there is another one.
Oh, go on.
And the duck phone.
The duck phone, yeah.
So obviously it's all landlines because it's the 80s.
Yeah.
But at one point Ted's on the phone and it's just like the main part of the phone is the body, and then it's just got a massive duck head sticking at the end of it, and it's like, what? Why?
It was, I know. But then that's the thing, isn't it? All those like novelty phones back in the day.
There was all the different, because she had the lips one as well, didn't she?
Yes.
At one point she was on the phone and it was the lips, and that was quite a well-known, that was quite popular at one point.
It was indeed.
But yeah, it's so weird now to think that, I mean, I've got a landline, but I don't use it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not a thing, is it? Being
the only
into
reason we have a landline now is just for the internet.
For the internet, yeah, exactly.
That's it. And it's like, you might as well have a landline to go along with it. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I have one more good prop.
Yeah.
What does every manicurist need in their car, Emma? Well, let me tell you, at least in the 80s, every good manicurist in their car, when they're late for work and they're doing their nails when they're driving, they need an in-car hairdryer to blow dry their nails dry.
Did they have that?
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Literally, Valerie turns up just before she gets her makeover. She turns up to work, and before she gets out the car, she pulls out a blow dryer from the car and she starts blow drying her nails dry. I imagine this blow dryer can be used for hair as well. But inside the car is a blow dryer attachment.
That's crazy nonsense.
I thought it was amazing.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even need a blow dryer, but I want one
it's
now.
It's not something that you would ever need, is it?
No. I let my hair dry all natural. It's how I get these lovely curls in my mother, Emma. But yeah, I thought it was absolutely astounding. A prop of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. All right. So we have now supporting cast and actress to talk about.
I don't think I've got anything for supporting cast, have you?
Well, so supporting cast, I've got Candy down for it.
Oh, okay.
Because I think Candy's actually played by someone called Julie Brown, and we were talking about will you really recognise her?
And she's done loads of stuff, but nothing that I've watched.
Yeah, and she's so really just makes you think, I recognise her from somewhere, and I just don't know what from. But she was very funny and very good, but also she was the writer of one of the writers of the movie.
Yeah.
And the movie all started from her. So she wrote the music and she did a song. And I think, I can't remember, but it was the song from the makeover scene, or no, it might be the song from the beach.
Yeah. That
prompted the whole movie to be made. But she was very good, very funny. Typical kind of sidekick in the film. But I mean, she was in Clueless.
Yeah.
But remember her from Clueless, and I've not really watched Clueless that much to know it that well. But yeah, she just, I feel like I know her.
Yeah, she's got a very familiar face, but when we looked up, and she's done loads of things.
Oh,
but when
she
we
was
looked it up,
in the
there's nothing
middle.
I'd seen.
Maybe I recognise her from the middle. She was in the
okay.
middle, and I watched that series, and she was in 12 episodes of that, so I must recognise her from that perhaps as well.
Yeah.
But yes, she's a very, very familiar actress.
Yeah.
But I've not really seen her from very, very much. And it feels odd to say that I recognise her, but I don't know what from. And seen her in so much. But she was actually, I thought she was very good in the film. She sang the majority of the female songs.
Yeah.
And I think she actually sang them as well. I mean, I wouldn't be able to say for definite, because I know Geena Davis didn't sing her song. And she was also a good comedy sidekick as well, I thought.
Yeah.
So even though, like in terms of actress, Geena Davis was the main actress, and I like Geena Davis. I think she was always very good.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of supporting cast and main actress, I would say Julie Brown.
Yeah.
Actually pips Geena Davis, even though she's not in it as much as Geena Davis, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my tuppence on that one. Although, to be fair, I mean, neither of them are really given... Well, Geena Davis isn't actually given that much to go with, other than she's playing a kind of clumsy, lovelorn woman.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really get much more than that, whereas Candy can have a bit of fun just being the carefree sidekick.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I don't know if... did you have any other supporting cast?
No, I didn't really pick up any good supporting cast.
I keep saying Marlon Wayans. It's Damon Wayans. It's
okay. No, I didn't have any other supporting cast because I don't know. There wasn't loads of cast anyway, was there? There wasn't loads of people in it. So, yeah, I agree with you on Candy, but I didn't have anybody else that stood out to me.
I mean, even like obviously Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans. Don't know why I keep saying Marlon Wayans, but even those two were just kind of annoying, really, weren't they? Just lots of noise.
I wouldn't say they were supporting cast. I'd say they were main.
Yeah, they were main.
Weren't they? Yeah. So
I suppose. Although one weird trivia fact that I read about the film while we were watching it is the guy playing Ted was originally meant to be playing Woody the Pool Boy.
Yeah, you said
and
this, yeah.
The guy playing Woody the Pool Boy was originally meant to be playing Ted. And when they first, the movie first started, they decided just to swap roles.
Yeah.
And just mix it up. And I don't know why that happened. It just happened.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
It doesn't make any sense. But maybe, I don't know. But I wouldn't have seen Michael McKean, the guy playing Woody, as being Dr. Love.
No, I wouldn't, no.
You know? I wouldn't have got that either. So maybe they just thought, this doesn't make sense, I'm playing this part. Why don't you play it?
Yeah.
Maybe that was it.
I think it's probably more down to the casting people than the...
Yeah. That would have been this would have been a good one to get casting for. Because that'd have been like, well, he'd have been really miscast as that part, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So, yeah, we don't really have that much more to say about it, do we? So, shall we score this film?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. What are you going to give us out of 5?
I'm struggling with this one. I might go 1.5.
Oh, okay.
There was definitely chunks of it that I was just bored, and I think we chatted a bit. And when we chat for a movie, we know that it's not great because we end up getting into conversations rather than actually watching it.
Yeah.
So there was definitely parts. I think I'd remembered it to be better in my head. And there were lots of flaws. There were some good little touches.
Yeah.
So there were like a couple of funny little bits. And I love the 80s, so I love the costume. I like some of the music.
Yeah.
But I just think overall, I wouldn't watch it again. I wouldn't say to people, yeah, go and watch it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
So I think 1.5. Yeah, what are you giving it?
I think I'm just going to stick around the 1 because again, I could probably find a reason to give it an extra half as well. So it's the whole film is just, as you said, I couldn't watch it again.
No.
I think I would actively choose not to. You know, oh hey, Everyone, Elf Girls Are Easy is back on. Shall we just stick it on? No, thanks.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Oh, was at the time I got to go?
Yeah. And I honestly couldn't remember that much of it when I was watching it.
It didn't. See, some movies that I watched from years ago, I haven't watched them for years, and then when I start watching them, it all comes flooding back to me. I'm like, oh, I remember that bit, or I'd forgotten that was in it, or so. And that didn't happen with this one, so I think I must have probably watched it once, maybe a long time ago, and it was not very memorable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You know what actually makes me think that when I've seen it is maybe my mum and dad rented it when I was younger, and we've kind of watched it, but I've not paid attention to it. Yeah. And it's probably even the sort of film I would think if my mum and dad had rented that, they'd probably have turned it off.
Yeah, I'm questioning how young I watched it as well, because having seen how much sex is mentioned in it and sort of alluded to.
Oh, I mean, I was watching.
How old I was.
I was watching Exorcist and all that when I was young, so
yeah, I definitely watched stuff when I was younger that I was too young for, because I remember things like Bottom, which I don't know if American listeners will know, but it's a very UK.
I think Bottom's
sitcom.
quite big in the US actually. Yeah.
So I remember watching that, and I remember not understanding half the jokes. So I was clearly too young for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then getting older and watching it and thinking, oh yeah, I get it.
I get it now. Oh yeah.
So I definitely was too young, because I wouldn't have. Otherwise, I should have understood the jokes in that. So yeah, so I definitely watched stuff that was too old for me. And I remember watching RoboCop when I was quite young at my aunt's house. I don't think my mum knew that we were watching that. And I remember that being like quite violent and quite for the time,
very,
and I was quite young. So yeah, it's different time. We didn't have seatbelts. We didn't have car seats. Sorry, we didn't have seatbelts.
No, I mean
we didn't have car seats when we were kids. We just got in the car and hoped for the best.
I remember rear car seats being installed in my dad's car because it became law.
Yeah.
Whilst I was young, you had to have rear car seats. Yeah. So I remember them being put in my dad's car. Yeah, I mean, it must have been like it was when we were in England, so it was after 1988. So it must have been early 90s.
We ever had car seats.
That it became a law to have car seats in the back.
I don't remember having car seats. I know when I was a baby, or when we were all babies, Mum used to just take the top of the pram off the wheels and put the top of the pram on the back seat. That was how you carried. That's how you took your baby in the car. I mean, can you imagine if you had a crash?
I know.
That baby's dead, surely.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, and you didn't have a seatbelt in the middle in a lot of cars. Right. So if you were sat in the middle, you would just kind of, let's hope you just stay wedged in.
Yeah.
I mean, straight for the windscreen.
if you're wedged in enough, you're not going to go through the windscreen.
Yeah.
Clearly.
It's not how it works, I don't think.
It's the friction of the people beside you that slows you down. Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe? No, maybe not.
It was not good.
No, it's not good. Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about the 80s again.
I know.
You're encouraging me.
Yeah, so I'm giving this movie a 1 because, I mean, it was messy. It went into musical numbers, and the musical numbers weren't even particularly well done. I mean, they were all right 80s songs.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem like, and now we're having a musical number and it's being choreographed.
I mean,
there was choreography, but it wasn't particularly good.
No.
And it was very much like, hey, Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans, Mr. Wayans. I'll just say Mr. Wayans.
Yeah.
Damon Wayans, just go off and do whatever you want to do, and we'll film you for a bit doing these weird things.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum is probably the least weird thing about this film, as well. And generally, he's quite weird.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it just didn't play to many people's strengths. And it just wasn't a particularly funny comedy either. Yeah, so 1 star for me, 1.5 stars for you.
Yeah.
One day we'll write down the stars that we would give these movies.
Do you think?
And compile them. No, I'm going to have to go through the end of every episode, aren't I, and find out the scores we've given.
I know the highest score, Snakes on a Plane, 6 out of 5.
Will anything ever beat it?
I think the lowest we've given is the lowest we've given 1 or half?
I think we've actually given a movie 0.
Have we?
I think we gave House Shark 0.
Oh, okay. No, House Shark I didn't give a 0 because the bit at the end where he's holding the head.
Yeah,
and he's like chatting to it.
Okay, yeah. You gave it.
I gave it half a point.
Half a point for that, I think. Yeah. Yes, I think it was.
Yeah, so I didn't give it 0.
All right. Well, I think that's it for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you've enjoyed the episode, absolutely, and if you're not already, In the episode notes will be a link for you to follow us on social media, and so you can maybe talk to us. Some of our people on social media have literally just received I See Bad Movies magnets through interaction with us.
Yeah.
So if you're ever thinking about getting your hands on an I See Bad Movies fridge magnet, get on our socials, and we'll probably be doing other little things like that on there to give giveaways, because we're not doing competitions.
No,
it's literally just like a giveaway, like the best options, blah blah blah. Because
it's just a
competition laws.
Yeah,
no thanks.
No.
Giveaways
Terms
are the
and
key.
conditions, no
oh yeah. Oh, it's a nightmare. We basically own you now. That's the terms and conditions. That's how it works. Yeah, maybe. So yeah, do follow us on social media, and also if you're interested in finding out the bad bits of Earth Girls Are Easy, you can always come and follow us on our Patreon to listen to
The Flip Side.
And on the flip side, we are going to be talking about the opposite of what we talk about in the movies for, what is it, $5 a month?
Yes.
$5 a month.
Yeah.
And with that, you're going to get all the extra episodes that we've got on there so far. So, yeah, and you can cancel anytime you want,
Don't tell them that.
Well, it's only fair. It's only fair. If things get tight, cancel.
It's up to you, but
Absolutely.
obviously once you come over to the Patreon, you won't want to cancel.
You won't want to cancel.
It's so good.
Because it's so good. All right, well, that's it from me, and thank you very much. And it's
goodbye from me.
Bye.
Bye.